Close your eyes for a moment and breathe deeply. Now, I want you to imagine, what if the abundance you have been searching for has been quietly waiting for you all along? What if the money, the wealth, the opportunities, all of it, is not something you have to chase outside of you, but something that arises from within you, like a seed unfolding into a beautiful garden? We live in a world where we are taught to strive, to push, to grasp at life with clenched fists. We are told that success comes only to those who fight relentlessly for it. And yet, the greatest spiritual masters, mystics, and teachers across centuries have whispered the opposite truth. That what is truly yours comes to you when you let go. You do not manifest by force. You manifest by faith. You do not create wealth by worry. You create wealth by opening yourself to the flow of the universe. Let me share with you a short story, a parable from the mystic tradition. A young disciple once approached his teacher and asked, "Master, how can I bring water from the well if my hands are always full of stones?" The master smiled and said, "You must first drop the stones." In the same way, many of us hold so tightly to fear, to doubt, to the need to control every detail of our lives, that our hands and hearts are too full to receive what the universe wants to give us. This video is an invitation for you to drop the stones, to stop grasping at what you already deserve, to step into the quiet knowing that you are not alone in this journey. The universe is always conspiring in your favor. Tonight I ask you, can you relax your mind? Can you trust what you cannot yet see? Can you let go of the need to figure it all out and instead allow the mystical current of life to carry you? Because when you do, you will discover something extraordinary. The more you let go, the more you receive, the more you trust, the more doors open. And the more you relax, the more abundance flows to you, like water finding its way to the ocean. This is not just a philosophy, it is a practice, a way of being, and in this video I will guide you through this mystical art of letting go, relaxing, manifesting, and trusting the universe so that you may experience the money, the prosperity, and the peace you've been longing for. Letting go is often misunderstood. Many people believe that letting go means giving up on their desires, abandoning their dreams, or resigning to fate. But nothing could be further from the truth. Letting go is not about walking away from what you desire. It is about releasing the tight, anxious grip that strangles the very thing you want to manifest. It is about allowing the universe to work on your behalf without interference, without constant doubt, without your mind getting in the way. You see, the law of letting go is deeply spiritual. It's rooted in the understanding that you are already one with the abundance you seek. The money, the opportunities, the wealth, they are not separate from you. They exist within the field of consciousness, and when you hold on to them too tightly with fear or desperation, you create resistance in that field. Imagine a river flowing gently through a valley. If you dam it up, if you try to grasp the water in your hands, it slips away or stops flowing. But if you allow it to move naturally, it finds its way to you, clean, clear, and abundant. This is how letting go works. The moment you plant a seed in the earth, you do not keep digging it up to check if it's growing. You trust the process. You water it. You let the sun shine on it. You wait in quiet faith. knowing that the seed is alive and working beneath the surface. Similarly, when you set an intention to manifest money, to experience abundance, you must plant it in the soil of your mind and heart and then release it. Stop clutching it with worry. Stop asking if it's working yet. Stop doubting. The spiritual law of letting go teaches you that your part is to create the vision, feel it as real, and then surrender the how and when to the universe. When you let go, you move into alignment with the natural rhythm of creation. You allow invisible forces to bring together the people, the ideas, the circumstances necessary for your manifestation to appear. And here's the mystical truth. Letting go does not weaken your desire, it strengthens it, because it moves your desire from the restless surface of the mind into the calm, fertile depths of the subconscious, where it can grow and take form. So in your journey to manifest abundance and money, let go of fear, let go of doubt, let go of the need to control every step. Instead, say quietly to yourself, I have asked, it is done. I now release it into the care of the universe, knowing it will come at the perfect time and in the perfect way. This is not passivity, this is power. The power of trust. The power of knowing who you truly are. A creator aligned with the infinite. Let go and watch how the universe responds to your faith with miracles you could never have orchestrated yourself. There is a profound spiritual secret hidden in something so simple that most people overlook it. Relaxation. We live in a world that glorifies hustle, effort, and constant striving. We are told that the more we do, the more we will have. And yet if you observe the way the universe itself works, the rising and setting of the sun, the blossoming of flowers, the turning of the seasons, you will notice something extraordinary. The greatest manifestations happen effortlessly, without strain, without force. You too are part of this natural, mystical rhythm of life. And to align with it, to allow your desires for abundance and money to flow into your reality, you must learn to relax. Why is relaxation so essential? Because tension is resistance. When your mind is full of worry, when your body is tight with anxiety, when your spirit is restless and doubtful, you block the very energy that is trying to reach you. Think of it like tuning a radio. The signal of what you desire, wealth, prosperity, freedom, is already being broadcast by the universe. But if your inner frequency is cluttered with static, fear, stress, overthinking, you simply cannot hear the music. Relaxation clears that static. In a state of deep relaxation, your body softens, your mind quiets, and your subconscious becomes receptive. This is the ideal state for planting the seeds of manifestation. The mystics call this the state akin to sleep, that beautiful, delicate space between wakefulness and dreaming, where the conscious mind loosens its grip and the door to the infinite opens. When you are relaxed, you are no longer pushing against life, you are no longer fighting the current. Instead, you float with it, trusting it to carry you exactly where you are meant to go. And here's the mystical truth. The money, the opportunities, the abundance you desire are already in the current. You just have to stop struggling long enough to let it carry you. Let me give you an example. Have you ever noticed that the greatest ideas, the flashes of inspiration, the solutions to your problems, often come when you are in the shower, lying in bed, or taking a walk? That is because in those moments you are relaxed. Your mind is quiet. You have let go of your grip, and the universe can finally whisper its answers to you. This is not laziness. This is spiritual alignment. Relaxation is a powerful statement of faith. It says, I trust the universe to deliver. I do not need to force what is already mine. I allow abundance to come to me in its perfect time and way. So, how can you enter this state of relaxation? Here are a few simple practices. Begin with your breath. Close your eyes and inhale deeply. Then exhale slowly. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel the tension melt from your body. Imagine yourself already living your desired reality, not with desperation, but with quiet joy. Feel it as if it is done. Release the mental chatter. If your mind starts to worry, gently remind yourself, it is already done. I am safe. I am provided for. Spend time in stillness, meditation, gentle walks in nature, even sitting silently in your room. These open the door to relaxation and receptivity. As you practice this daily, you will begin to notice something magical. The more you relax, the more life flows. Money begins to appear in unexpected ways. Opportunities find their way to you. People and circumstances align in your favor without your effort. This is the paradox of manifestation. The more you chase, the more it runs away. But the more you relax, the more it comes to you. Like a bird landing softly in your open hand. So relax your body, quiet your mind, trust the process. Know that the universe already knows what you desire and it is already on its way to you. Breathe, let go, and watch the miracles unfold. At the heart of all manifestation lies one great lesson: trust. To trust the universe is to surrender your fears, doubts, and need for control, and to believe with your whole being that what you desire is already finding its way to you. Trust is not just a feeling, it is a way of living. It is the quiet knowing that the same force that moves the stars and turns the tides also moves within you and works for your good. It is the understanding that the unseen is far more powerful than what you can see. But trust is not always easy. We live in a world that teaches us to doubt. From childhood, we are told to be realistic, to rely only on what we can touch, measure, and explain. And yet the greatest teachers and mystics of all time have shown us that true power lies beyond the visible, in the realm of the unseen, the realm of faith. If you plant a seed in the ground, you do not dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You trust the process. You water it, you nurture it, and you believe that one day the sprout will break through the soil and reach toward the sun. This is exactly how you must approach your desires. When you set an intention to manifest abundance, wealth, or any dream, you have already placed your order with the universe. Now your work is to trust that the delivery is on its way. If you doubt it, if you constantly ask, where is it? Why isn't it here yet? What if it never comes? You block the flow. But when you trust, when you say, it is already done, I don't need to know how, I only know it will, you open the door for miracles. Let me share a simple truth. The universe responds not to your words alone, but to the vibration of your heart. When your heart beats with trust, not anxiety, you align yourself with the rhythm of creation. You become magnetic to what you seek. Trust means you stop chasing. You stop trying to force outcomes. You stop living as though you are separate from your desires. You start to act as if they are already yours because they are. And here's the mystical part. The more you trust, the more evidence you begin to see that the universe is indeed working for you. You start noticing signs, synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, a chance meeting that brings you closer to your goal, an idea that comes seemingly out of nowhere, a door opening where you thought there was only a wall. But these things can only happen when you stop trying to control every detail and start trusting that the details will take care of themselves. Trust is not passivity, it is active faith. It is choosing moment after moment to rest in the knowing that you are supported, guided, and loved. So how can you deepen your trust in the universe? Here are a few practices. Each morning, affirm to yourself, I am exactly where I need to be. Everything I desire is already on its way to me. When fear or doubt arises, gently replace it with faith. Keep a journal of the small and large ways the universe has supported you before. Reminders that you are never alone. Pay attention to the signs around you, numbers, symbols, words that reassure you you're on the right path. The art of trusting the universe is about leaning into the mystery, about letting the invisible hand guide you where you cannot yet see. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to say, yes, I trust. When you trust the universe fully, you will find that life begins to unfold in ways more beautiful and abundant than you could have imagined. Step back, let go of control, and allow the divine plan to reveal itself. The universe is your partner in creation, and it has never failed you. Trust it. One of the most profound truths you will ever learn on your spiritual journey is this: abundance and money do not come from the outside. They emerge from within you. Most people believe that wealth is something out there, something they must chase, something someone else controls. They think they need to manipulate the world, convince others, or fight to claim their share of a scarce supply. But this is an illusion. The truth is you are already one with the infinite source of all abundance. You are connected to the same intelligence that spins galaxies, grows forests, and fills the oceans. This intelligence does not lack. It does not withhold. It simply flows. And you are a channel through which it flows. Your outer world is nothing but a mirror of your inner state. If you believe you are poor, lacking, or unworthy, the mirror will reflect those beliefs back to you. But if you cultivate within yourself the consciousness of wealth, of worthiness, of plenty, then the mirror must reflect that as well. So how do you begin to manifest abundance and money from within? The first step is to understand that you already possess what you seek. Abundance is not something you earn, it is something you allow. Money is not your master, it is your servant. And the energy that creates money responds to the vibration of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Think of yourself as a magnet. What you feel within, you attract without. If you walk through life feeling anxious about money, feeling desperate for more, believing it is hard to come by, you are pushing it away because you are radiating lack. But when you walk through life already feeling prosperous, grateful, and calm, even before the physical evidence appears, you become irresistible to wealth. This is what the mystics mean when they say, live in the end. Feel now as you would feel if you already had the money, the freedom, the success you desire. Not someday, now. Feel the relief of having it. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the confidence, and then trust that this inner state is planting the seed and that the seed will grow. You can practice this every day. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Imagine your ideal life. The home, the freedom, the ease. See yourself paying bills joyfully, giving generously, receiving effortlessly. Do not just see it, feel it. Feel it in your body as if it were already real. And as you open your eyes and go about your day, carry that feeling with you. You will notice small shifts at first, an unexpected gift, a surprising opportunity, a sudden idea, and then larger manifestations, new streams of income, relationships that support your goals, doors opening where you thought none existed. Remember, money does not create your state of being. Your state of being creates money. Wealth flows to those who are already rich in spirit. So stop waiting for the world to change before you feel abundant. Start feeling abundant now and watch as the world rearranges itself to reflect your inner richness. You are not a beggar in this universe. You are a creator, a channel, a child of the infinite. Within you lies the power to call forth whatever you need. The more you remember this, the more effortless your manifestations become. Money is not outside of you, it is inside you, waiting for you to claim it. Stand in your power, radiate wealth from within, and watch how the universe cannot help but respond to your vibration. If you look closely at your life today, at the state of your finances, your opportunities, your level of abundance, you will see something profound. It is not shaped by the economy, your job, your education, or even your circumstances. It is shaped by what you believe about money and abundance. Every single one of us carries within us a set of beliefs about money, and most of them are inherited, unconscious, and limiting. We grew up hearing phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard for every penny. Rich people are greedy. It's selfish to want more. And without realizing it, we accepted these as truth. We internalized them. And those beliefs became the invisible walls that have kept us from stepping fully into the wealth that is already available to us. But here is the mystical truth. Money, like everything else in this universe, is energy. It does not care who you are, where you come from, or what stories you've been told. It simply flows to those who are open to receiving it, and flows away from those who unconsciously reject it. If you believe money is scarce, you will experience scarcity. If you believe money is evil, you will avoid it. If you believe you are unworthy of abundance, you will repel it, even if opportunities come your way. This is why breaking free from these limiting beliefs is essential if you truly want to manifest money and abundance from within, because your outer world can never rise above the ceiling of your inner beliefs. So how do you begin to uncover and release these beliefs? First, bring them into the light. Sit quietly and ask yourself, what do I really believe about money? When I think of being rich, what emotions come up? Do I secretly feel guilt or shame about wanting more? Do I believe there's enough for everyone, including me? Be honest with yourself. Write these thoughts down. You may be surprised at what surfaces. Next, recognize that these beliefs are not yours. They are borrowed from parents, teachers, society, culture. And if they were learned, They can also be unlearned. One powerful way to dissolve these beliefs is to replace them with higher truths. Affirmations rooted in the spiritual laws of abundance. For example, and instead of money is hard to earn, say, money flows to me with ease and grace. Instead of rich people are selfish, say, money in my hands allows me to bless others. Instead of I'm not good enough to be wealthy, say, I am worthy of infinite abundance. Repeat these truths daily. Write them, speak them, feel them. And as you do, you are reprogramming your subconscious mind, planting seeds of abundance where there was once only doubt and fear. Also pay attention to the stories you tell yourself and others about money. Every complaint, every criticism, every fearful thought reinforces the old patterns. Instead, begin to speak as someone who already lives in abundance. Give thanks for what you have, no matter how small. Bless others who have more than you. Knowing their wealth does not diminish yours, the universe is limitless. As you break free from these invisible chains, you will notice your energy shift. You will start to feel lighter, more open, more deserving. And as your inner world changes, so too will your outer reality. Opportunities will appear. Resources will flow. Money will come in ways you could not have imagined before. Remember, money itself is neutral. It is neither good nor bad. It simply amplifies what is already within you. When you clear the blocks, release the lies, and embrace your true worth, you allow money to flow naturally into your life as a blessing not just for you, but for everyone you touch. You are not here to live in lack. You are here to express the fullness of who you are, and that includes financial abundance. So break free, rewrite your story, and step boldly into the truth that you are worthy, you are capable, and you are ready to receive. It is not enough to understand the principles of letting go, trusting, and manifesting abundance. You must also live them every single day. Manifestation is not a one-time event. It is a way of being, a daily practice of aligning yourself with the energy of wealth and the flow of the universe. You see, each day you are planting seeds through your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. And those seeds grow into the reality you experience tomorrow. When you choose to cultivate daily practices that help you let go of fear, relax into trust, and embody abundance, you create fertile ground for your desires to flourish. So what can you do starting today to stay aligned with the wealth you wish to manifest? 1. Morning alignment. Ritual. Each morning, before the noise of the world enters your mind, sit quietly and set your intention for the day. Close your eyes, take slow, deep breaths, and visualize yourself already living the life you desire. Feel the joy, the gratitude, and the ease of having everything you need. Speak affirmations aloud, such as, I am open to receiving abundance today. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. I trust the universe to guide me to wealth. This simple ritual sets your vibration for the day and makes you magnetic to opportunities and prosperity. 2. Practice gratitude. The gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for shifting from lack to abundance. Throughout your day, make it a habit to notice and appreciate everything you already have, no matter how small. Thank the universe for your breath, your home, your food, your relationships, and even for the money you have now, however much it is. The more grateful you are, the more reasons you will find to be grateful, because gratitude opens the door for more blessings. 3. Release control. One of the biggest obstacles to manifestation is the need to control how and when your desires arrive. Each day remind yourself that your job is not to figure out the how. It is to maintain the feeling of already having. When you catch yourself worrying or doubting, take a deep breath and repeat, "It is already done." The universe knows the way. You might write your intention on a piece of paper, place it in a jar or under a candle, and symbolically release it to the care of the universe. Scene 4, visualize before sleep. The moments before sleep are the most powerful for imprinting your subconscious mind. Each night, as you lie in bed, replay your desired life in your mind like a movie. Feel as if you are already wealthy, free, and abundant. Fall asleep in that feeling, as if it were already real. This practice allows your subconscious to work on your behalf while you sleep, aligning your outer world with your inner vision. 5, surround yourself with abundance energy. Pay attention to what you allow into your mind and environment each day. Read books, listen to talks, and spend time with people who inspire you and embody abundance. Declutter your space. Physical clutter creates mental clutter and blocks flow. Dress in a way that makes you feel prosperous. Treat yourself with respect and care as someone who already lives in wealth. These daily practices may seem simple, but they are profoundly powerful. When done consistently, they reshape your mind, elevate your energy, and create a new reality where abundance and money flow effortlessly to you. Remember, you are not waiting for wealth to appear so you can feel abundant. You feel abundant now, and the wealth must follow. So begin each day with intention. Move through each moment with gratitude. End each night with trust. And watch as your life transforms before your eyes. One day, one thought, one practice at a time. When you're ready, I can also expand the 8th keynote in the same depth and mystical tone. Just say the word. As we come to the close of this journey together, I want to leave you with the most important truth of all. The one truth that, if you truly accept it, will change everything about how you experience life, money, and abundance. You are already abundant. You do not need to earn your worthiness. You do not need to prove yourself to the universe. You do not need to chase wealth as though it were something outside of you, forever out of reach. The abundance you seek, the money, the opportunities, the peace of mind, it is already within you. It has always been there. It is your birthright. The only thing that has kept you from experiencing it fully has been the illusion of separation. The belief that you and abundance are two different things, that you must run after it, beg for it, or somehow deserve it. But you are not separate. You are one with the infinite source of all that is. You are an expression of the same power that creates stars and oceans. How could you possibly lack anything? Take a moment now, wherever you are, and let this truth sink into your heart. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and say to yourself, I am already abundant. Everything I need is already within me. I now allow it to flow through me and into my world. When you embody this awareness, everything begins to shift. You no longer feel desperate or impatient. You no longer look at others with envy or at your life with frustration. Instead, you walk through the world with a quiet confidence, knowing that you and the universe are partners, and that what is meant for you can never miss you. The money you desire is not a reward for your effort. It is a reflection of your inner state. The more you see yourself as already wealthy in spirit, the more that wealth must manifest in your experience. This is why some people seem to attract opportunities, money, and blessings so easily. It is not luck. It is because they already feel rich inside. They carry the vibration of abundance wherever they go, and the universe simply mirrors that back to them. So from this moment forward, stop waiting for the outside to change before you feel abundant. Decide now to feel it. Act as though it is already true, because it is. Speak as someone who is already prosperous. Think as someone who is already blessed. Give thanks as someone who already has more than enough. This is not pretending. This is remembering. This is awakening to the reality that has been here all along. You are already abundant in ways that money can never measure. In your breath, in your heart, in your mind, in your connection to the infinite. And because you are already abundant inside, the material wealth you desire will come to you naturally, not as a struggle, but as a natural outpouring of who you are. So relax, trust, let go of the illusion of lack, and walk boldly in the truth of your being. I am abundance, I am wealth, I am enough. The universe has been waiting for you to realize this. Now that you have, nothing can stop you. Step into the world with this knowing. Live it, breathe it, and watch as abundance and money flow to you in ways more magical and beautiful than you ever imagined. Because you are already everything you seek. And the universe is already saying, yes.
Everything begins within. Before the world can reflect beauty, love, or worth back to you, it must first be awakened inside of you. You are not here to chase validation, nor are you here to beg for love. You are the source. And when you finally begin to love yourself, not as an idea, but as a truth, you will witness a world transform around you in perfect reflection of your inner radiance. You are not broken, you are not lacking, you are the very expression of the divine, clothed in form. Love yourself and all else will follow. You are the center of your reality. Everything you experience, every person, every event, every circumstance is not happening to you, but through you. The world is not separate from your consciousness. It is a perfect reflection of it. What you hold true about yourself internally is what you witness. This is not philosophy, it is law. The outer world bends to the inner image you hold. If you see yourself as lacking, the world will echo back situations of need. If you see yourself as unloved, people and circumstances will show up to confirm that assumption. But the moment you shift, when you dare to see yourself as loved, worthy, powerful, the world cannot help but respond in kind. And the mirror does not change first, you do. And when your self-concept evolves, your life does too. You are not a victim of chance or circumstance. You are the origin. The creative force is not out there beyond the stars. It is within your mind, your imagination, your beliefs. This is why loving yourself is not optional. It is foundational. When you truly love yourself, when you see yourself as valuable, the entire universe begins to move in harmony with that vision. People treat you differently. Opportunities flow more easily. You begin to notice blessings where once there was struggle. Why? Because the world is showing you you. Not your words, but your assumptions. Not your desires, but your identity. So the question is not, what must I do to change my life? But rather, who must I be? Because when you become the version of yourself who is already loved, already abundant, already successful, the mirror of life must reflect that image back. You are not on the outside of life, trying to change the picture. You are the painter. And the canvas responds to every stroke of your inner world. Your inner conversations shape your world. Every thought you repeat, every silent dialogue you hold within, becomes the script by which your life plays out. These inner words are not meaningless. They are the seeds of your reality. Most people are unaware of the power they wield in the privacy of their minds. They speak to themselves in defeat, doubt, and fear, and then wonder why life responds with resistance. But what you consistently say to yourself in the quiet, the world eventually echoes loudly. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you're always overlooked, that things never work out for you, life will obediently reflect that belief with experiences, people, and circumstances that affirm it. You are always creating, whether consciously or unconsciously, through the inner dialogue you allow. These conversations, though invisible to others, are heard by the subconscious, and the subconscious never argues. It simply accepts and expresses. This is why changing your outer world begins with mastering your inner speech. Start speaking to yourself as you would to someone you love. Replace criticism with compassion. Speak of your success, your worth, your power, even before there's evidence, because the evidence will come not before the belief, but because of it. What you say within becomes what you live without. When you declare yourself worthy, life finds ways to agree. When you imagine success and speak it in your mind, the path to it begins to unfold. Your words mold your state of being, and your state of being creates your world. So the next time you're tempted to say something harsh to yourself, pause, because you're not just talking, you're creating. Train your inner voice to speak only what you wish to see made real. Let your thoughts affirm your vision, not your fears. Let them shape a world that honors who you truly are. You are already complete. There is nothing missing within you. The idea that you must become something more, achieve something greater, or fix something broken before you are worthy of love, success, or peace is an illusion. You were born whole. The essence of who you truly are, beyond the noise, the labels, the fears, is perfect, lacking nothing. The world may try to convince you otherwise. It may push standards, conditions, comparisons, and timelines upon you, suggesting that fulfillment exists somewhere outside, in some future version of yourself. But the truth is, everything you're searching for already exists within you, waiting to be recognized, not earned. The moment you believe you must acquire more to be valuable is the moment you step away from your power. You begin to chase instead of attract, strive instead of embody. But you are not here to chase wholeness, you're here to express it. Your desires, your dreams, your intentions, they are not signs of lack, but signs of your innate abundance wanting to unfold. You do not desire because you are empty. You desire because you are full of life seeking expression. And the more you recognize your completeness, the more effortless everything becomes. You stop begging life to give you what you think you don't have, and start allowing life to reflect what you already are. You don't need someone to complete you. You don't need a title, a possession, or a status to make you whole. Those things can add to your experience, but they do not define your essence. That definition was already written into you. Your being is not in progress, it is eternal. You don't need fixing. You need remembering. The moment you truly accept that you are already complete, you begin to live differently. You stop striving from a place of deficiency and start creating from a place of truth. You begin to walk in the world as someone who knows they lack nothing. And the world responds to that certainty with grace, alignment, and miracles. Love is not earned, it is claimed. From the moment you were born, you were worthy of love. Not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. But somewhere along the way, you were taught to perform for it, to prove yourself, to meet conditions and expectations before feeling deserving. You began to believe that love was something you had to chase, something that had to be given to you by others in order to feel real. But true love, the kind that transforms, that heals, that liberates, does not come from outside approval. It comes from an inner recognition. It is not a prize handed to you after meeting certain standards. It is a truth that waits patiently for you to remember and accept it. You do not need to be perfect to be loved. You do not need to accomplish anything or become anyone else to finally be enough. The only requirement is that you stop rejecting yourself. Stop negotiating your worth based on the opinions of others or the mistakes of your past. Love is not something that arrives one day when you've done enough. It is something you choose to embody right now, as you are, with all your imperfections and brilliance. When you claim love, not demand it, but own it, you shift everything. You no longer look for it in others to fill a void, because there is no void. You no longer try to manipulate life into loving you, because you have already decided that you are worthy. Clean love means deciding that your presence is enough. It means knowing that love is your natural state, not a condition to be met. It's not found in someone else's acceptance of you. It's found in your acceptance of yourself. You don't wait for someone to love you in order to feel whole. You love yourself because you recognize that you already are. And when you truly claim that love from within, it begins to reflect everywhere through people, opportunities, and experiences that mirror back the truth you've chosen to stand in. Love is not earned through striving. It is claimed through remembering. What you assume about yourself becomes true. Your assumptions are not passive thoughts. They are living, breathing blueprints shaping your reality moment by moment. Every belief you hold about who you are sends a silent command to life, and life responds without hesitation. If you assume you are unworthy, invisible, or destined to struggle, you will find yourself walking through experiences that reflect exactly that. Not because life is cruel, but because it is obedient. It mirrors back the image you consistently project from within. You do not experience the world as it is, you experience the world as you are. Your self-concept is the silent architect of your life. The way you see yourself becomes the way others treat you, the opportunities that appear, and the outcomes you attract. If you carry the assumption that you are always overlooked, you will notice every moment that confirms that belief and miss the ones that contradict it. But if you dare to assume that you are valuable, that you are loved, that you are chosen, life begins to reorganize itself around that new identity. The shift doesn't begin in the outside world. It begins in the unseen, in the inner stance you hold about who you are. It is not about wishing or even positive thinking. It is about assuming with conviction. The difference is subtle but powerful. Wishing still acknowledges the gap between you and your desire. Assuming bridges that gap. It says, this is who I am now, and makes no apology for it. And in that assumption, reality bends, because it must. You have already seen this principle at work. When you walked into a room assuming you didn't belong, everything seemed to confirm it. But when you entered with the quiet certainty that you were enough, you were met with different energy. That was not luck, it was reflection. You are not defined by the facts of your current situation, but by the assumptions you refuse to let go of. So if you want to change your life, start with the question, what do I truly believe about myself? Because that belief is not just internal, it is the seed from which your entire world grows. Self-love is not vanity. It is alignment. It is the act of remembering who you truly are beneath the noise, the conditioning, and the false standards imposed by the world. Vanity is loud, insecure, always looking outward for reassurance. But self-love is quiet, steady, and deeply rooted. It doesn't seek approval. It knows. It knows that your worth is not up for negotiation, that your existence itself is the evidence of your value. When you love yourself, you are not placing yourself above others. You are simply refusing to place yourself beneath any. Loving yourself is coming into agreement with truth. It is standing in harmony with the essence that created you. It is recognizing that the same intelligence that designed stars and oceans also formed you and did not make a mistake. To deny your worth is to deny the wisdom of that creation. When you are aligned with self-love, you don't need to shout to be heard or compete to be seen, you become magnetic, because the energy of someone who fully accepts themselves is rare and powerful. You walk differently, you speak with clarity, you move through the world as someone who has nothing to prove. This kind of love isn't blind. It sees everything. It sees the flaws, the mistakes, the wounds, and chooses love anyway. That is power. To love yourself despite the imperfections is to live in truth, not illusion. It is the highest form of honesty and the beginning of true freedom. When you align with self-love, you stop chasing what you think you need to become and start embracing who you already are. You stop shrinking to fit into places you've outgrown. You stop settling for less than what reflects your inner truth. The world may not always mirror your worth back to you, but that does not make it any less real. Your alignment with self-love is not based on evidence. It creates the evidence. It's not about arrogance, it's about accuracy. Knowing your value does not inflate your ego. It grounds your spirit. And from that place of alignment, you begin to attract everything that matches the love you've claimed within. Stop seeking approval. Start approving of yourself. As long as your worth is tied to the opinions of others, you remain a prisoner to their moods, their judgment, and their limitations. Approval from the outside is fleeting. It shifts with trends, expectations, and projections that have nothing to do with who you truly are. But the moment you choose to approve of yourself, to see yourself as enough without needing permission, you begin to walk in freedom. You stop bending and breaking just to be accepted, because you have already accepted yourself. The need for approval is born from a belief that you are incomplete, that someone else's validation is the missing piece. But nothing outside of you can give you what you refuse to give yourself. The approval you're chasing is already available the moment you decide to stop waiting for it. You do not need someone to tell you that you're worthy to become worthy. You only need to know it. And once you do, everything changes. The choices you make are no longer shaped by fear of rejection. They are shaped by truth. When you approve of yourself, you give yourself the power to speak your truths, to follow your vision, to live in alignment with your own values, not the ones assigned to you by others. You become unshakable because your foundation is internal, not external. You no longer mold yourself to fit into spaces that don't recognize your light. You bring your light with you and let it shine without apology. This is not selfishness. It is sovereignty. It is realizing that your life belongs to you, and you no longer need to audition for a role in your own story. You weren't born to seek approval. You were born to express truth. And your truth doesn't require consensus. It requires courage. The moment you stop looking outward and start looking inward, you discover that the only approval that ever truly mattered was your own. You teach the world how to treat you. Every time you allow disrespect, every time you silence your truth to keep the peace, every time you accept less than what you know you deserve, you are setting the standard. You are saying without words, this is what I'm willing to tolerate. The world is always listening, not just to what you say, but to what you accept. People mirror back to you what you reflect within. If you value yourself, that energy becomes unmistakable, and others respond to it, even if unconsciously. But if you carry the belief that you must earn love by shrinking or pleasing, the world will give you more opportunities to prove that belief true. What you embody teaches others what is acceptable in your presence. Your boundaries, or the lack of them, speak volumes. When you love yourself enough to walk away from what dishonors you, you send a message far louder than anger or words ever could. You say, I know my worth, and I will not settle for anything less. That self-respect doesn't push people away. It draws the right ones closer. Because people who truly see you will never ask you to diminish yourself. But it begins with you. You must treat yourself the way you wish others would treat you. Speak to yourself with kindness. Honor your time, your energy, your needs. Show up for yourself fully, because when you do, you naturally set a new standard, and the world, without fail, will rise to meet it. This is not about control. It is about alignment. the more you align with your own truth, the more effortlessly the outer world reflects it. You don't have to beg for respect when you no longer disrespect yourself. You don't have to chase love when you no longer abandon yourself to receive it. People learn how to treat you by watching how you treat you. Make it a lesson in love and worth and strength. Self-love manifests miracles. It is not just a gentle feeling. It is a powerful frequency that alters reality. When you love yourself deeply, you begin to operate from a state of worthiness, and that state sends a clear, unwavering signal to life itself. I am ready to receive. You stop asking for crumbs and start expecting abundance, not out of entitlement, but out of knowing that you are never meant to struggle your way into joy. Knowing that your desires are not foolish. They are divine whispers of what is already yours in another realm, waiting for your permission to unfold. Self-love is the soil from which all creation grows. It is the foundation that determines whether your dreams take root or wither. Because if you do not love yourself, you unconsciously reject the very blessings you seek. You question whether you deserve them. You sabotage them. You shrink in their presence. But when self-love is your ground, everything shifts. Opportunities appear where there were once walls. Relationships deepen or dissolve in perfect alignment. Peace becomes your natural state, not something you chase. And manifestations come not by force, but by flow. Loving yourself changes what you attract. It aligns you with people, experiences, and outcomes that reflect your truth rather than your wounds. It dissolves resistance, because you're no longer split inside, no longer begging life to give you what you've already decided is yours. Miracles are not rare occurrences. They are natural expressions of a consciousness that is no longer at war with itself. Self-love ends the war. It says yes to what is good, to what is true, to what is beautiful. And that yes becomes the doorway through which miracles walk in. You don't have to control every detail when you love yourself. You trust, you allow, you open, and life responds not because you forced it to, but because you finally aligned with the version of you who already had it all. That is the secret. The miracle is not outside you. It is you fully realized, fully honored, and finally allowed to be. Become the lover you've been waiting for. Too often we look outward for love, expecting someone else to fill the spaces within us that feel empty or incomplete. We wait for validation, affection, and acceptance from others, believing that love is a gift to be received rather than a power to be claimed. But the deepest and most transformative love begins with you. When you become the lover you've been waiting for, you step into a new reality where your happiness and fulfillment are no longer dependent on external circumstances or people. You learn to nurture yourself with kindness, patience, and understanding. The very qualities you may have sought from others, but never fully found. This kind of love is not about selfishness or indulgence. It is about honoring your own needs and emotions with the same devotion you would give to someone you cherish deeply. It means listening to yourself without judgment, embracing your flaws as part of your beauty, and holding space for your growth without impatience. When you become your own lover, you develop a relationship with yourself that is consistent, unwavering, and unconditional. You no longer look for love to fix your loneliness or fill your void, because you have already filled yourself with acceptance and compassion. In embodying this love, you radiate a new energy, one of confidence and peace. That naturally attracts healthy, fulfilling relationships into your life. You teach others how to love you by showing up fully, loving yourself first. Becoming your own lover frees you from patterns of seeking and needing, replacing them with a grounded sense of wholeness. You stop chasing and start living from a place of abundance within, and in doing so you unlock a powerful truth. The love you've been searching for was never outside. It was waiting for you to find it inside all along. When you truly love yourself, everything changes. You step into the fullness of who you are, no longer seeking approval, no longer chasing what you already possess. Self-love is the foundation of your reality. It shapes your inner world, which in turn reflects outward in every aspect of your life. It is the key that unlocks your power, your peace, and your potential. By embracing your completeness, claiming your worth, and becoming the source of your own love, you open the door for miracles to flow effortlessly. Remember, the love you desire is not something to wait for. It is something to live, embody, and radiate now. When you love yourself deeply and without condition, you teach the world how to love you, and you step into a life that honors the divine truth. You are worthy, you are enough, and you are already whole.